Hello, welcome to the Honeston Documentary Show. Today we will present to you the Cross Children's Center, a facility that helps children in need from the ages of 12 to 17. I would now like to send this to Jimmy, who's at the Cross Center right now, to give more detail about what they do and why. Take it away, Jim.
Thank you, Rina. At Cross Children's Center in Katy, Texas near Houston, the lives of hundreds of children ages 12 to 17 are changed in remarkable ways. The children of Cross have been removed from their homes or foster placements for a variety of reasons, most due to histories of severe abuse or neglect. Cross is a safe setting where the kids can relax, focus on learning, and engage in their healing process through in-depth clinical therapy, personal development activities, and spiritual care. Daily living at Cross is geared toward helping the children live their lives to the fullest. The approach is supportive and non-judgmental. Here, troubled young lives begin to heal from the past, enjoy life in the present, and create a hopeful future. We understand what's at stake, and we commit every possible method and resource to our young residents' recovery. Cross staff evaluates and addresses social, physical, emotional, psychological, and spiritual needs of each child to provide individual, family, and group therapy through an individualized program. Residents' typical problems include low self-esteem, history of physical, emotional, sexual, self-abuse and neglect, depression, bipolar disorders, conduct disorders, impulse disorders, mood disorders, emotional disorders, running away, physical aggression, property destruction, defiance of authority, and drug experimentation. Back to you, Rina.
Thank you, Jim, for the wonderful insight about Krause. Now, fortunately, we were able to book an interview with Mr. Steve. He is one of the many great people at Krause who devotes their own time to make sure that each child is cared for and protected. He is also the director of all things related to Krause in the southern states of the U.S. He has been in this field for over 29 years. We now send you back to Jim to interview Mr. Steve Lane.
Today we're here with Mr. Steve, and we would like to ask him some questions. Mr. Steve, what is your role here at Cross?
I'm the CEO for the Krause Children's Center, so I basically oversee all the operation.
What does a typical day at Cross look like?
Well, our kids are here. We're a residential treatment center, so our kids are here. They come here, they live here, they go to school here. They're here on average about 6 to 8 months. So a typical day is, like it would be for any kid, is that they get up, they have a normal morning routine, have their chores, eat, that type of stuff. Then they're go to Trinity Charter School, which is right here on site. And they're in classes from 8 till about 3 o'clock. And then in the afternoons, it's either some kind of physical activity or group therapy or their individual family therapy sessions. So that takes them up through dinner, and then in the evening they have other kind of different diversional groups, and then kind of a wind down and some therapeutic meetings at night, and then it's off to bed.
Do you enjoy spending time at Cross?
I do. I've been actually in this industry for over 25 years, and what kind of drew me to this industry was basically helping kids in need. I mean, we deal mainly with kids that are struggling with emotional and behavioral problems. Most of the kids that we have here have some kind of trauma in their life. Either they've been sexually abused or physically abused, and so working with those kids is extremely rewarding. I love coming to work every day because you can see the difference you make in these kids' lives.
Oh. Is there anything you'd like to inform our audience about?
Not particularly. I mean, I think generally just to let them know what the Krause Center is all about, because there's a lot of kind of misunderstanding. But these are actually normal kids that have just had some really difficult life experiences, and they've had a difficult time managing those life experiences. And so the Krause Center really represents a place where they can kind of put all of the pressures of life on hold and come in and basically get therapy and heal, and then get back on with their lives. So it's a wonderful place, and I appreciate you guys coming in and talking to me about it.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Jim, for the great and informative interview with Mr. Steve Lane. We now take you to Louis Santamaria, who's with Miss Rina John, the volunteer director at the Krause Center. Take it away, Louis.
My name is Louis Santamaria, and today I am with Mrs. Rina of Crossy. Mrs. Rina, what is your role here at Crossy?
I am the Director of Volunteer Services.
What does a typical day at Crossy look like for you?
Every day is different. We meet with volunteers. Volunteers are helping our kids that are ages 12 to 17. So they'll come in, they'll donate things like school supplies or toiletries, or volunteers might come in to do activities. Like we had a group that came on the weekend and they brought ponies and dogs dressed in Halloween costumes, and the kids got to meet with the animals. Other days we're meeting with the kids or going to meetings off-site. So every day is a little bit different.
Do you enjoy spending your time at Crossy?
I do. I've actually only been here for 2 weeks and I've really enjoyed it so far.
How can one sign up to volunteer at Crossy?
To volunteer, volunteers can contact me. My email is Rina, RINA, John, @lsss.org. And that way, I can send them a list of the different volunteer opportunities and answer any questions that they might have.
Is there any other info you would like to give to the audience?
Yes, the Crosley Children's Center, a lot of people think that it's an orphanage, but it's not. These are kids that are between the ages of 12 to 17 who have been taken out of foster homes or juvenile probation and brought here because they have certain needs. They need to meet with a therapist and counselors. They might be fighting depression, suicidal thoughts, ADHD. So when they live here, they go to school here, and they get that treatment. And what that does is that helps them, that way when they leave here, and they usually stay here for between 6 to 8 months, where our hope is that they feel better and they've been able to conquer some of those problems that they may be suffering from. And these are kids who have been neglected or abused in the past.
Back to you, Andres.
For that wonderful interview with Miss Rina John. To sum it all up, many people are under this misconception that Crossy is an orphanage, and that is definitely not the case. Crossy is more of a safe haven for kids who have made wrong choices or have been abused and have witnessed traumatizing events. The Katy, Texas Crossy facility is where the children stay for 6 to 8 months, usually during the school year. There is a charter school on campus to provide easy transportation to school. As you can tell, the Crossy has all the necessary components to help a kid feel like he or she is living a regular life. Well, that is all for today's broadcast. Until next time, this is me, Louis, Jim, and Christian signing off.